getting yourself accepted basically means the prospect likes the salesman. When the prospect likes the salesman, then the second stages will come. Second stage, that means now the salesman is talking about the prime statement. Now, you have to understand what exactly a prime statement means. Prime statement basically means uttering the unique selling proposition of the product and services, or point of difference of the product that the particular product is providing but the competitor does not. And when you are communicating with the customer, a salesman should talk about what are the value proposition, what is the unique selling proposition, what is the point of difference that the brand provides and competitor does not. And that particular USP, yeah, point of difference, will be communicating in such a way that a prospect can understand with the help of this point of difference or with the help of this unique selling proposition. Basically, it solves their purposes or it solves their need. So in such a time, in such a criteria, our uttering the prime statement stage will be followed. When a salesman talks about this USP or talks about this point of difference to a particular prospect, now prospect can understand where exactly this product or service is needed. And when the uttering the prime statement would be there, then only the dhire dhire that particular prospect will get interested or pay interest. When salesmen find, after listening the prime statement, after listening the point of difference, after listening what exactly the USP of the brand and how it helpful to the customer or prospect, the prospect pays interest, then the third stage would be initiated. The third stage is what? The third stage is probing or asking question. Now, this is one of the most important and most toughest aspect of personal selling, because we all like talking. Very few salesmen like listening. And we have said in a selling, if a salesman is not a listener, then it is impossible for him to communicate, to provide the right solution. Because in our MBA classes, you find whatever grads that we have, we always providing the training as far as the communication skill. We help people to communicate, to talk. But my dear students, we never help a student or to enhance their listening skill. Being a salesman, please remember this thing. सेलिंग में बात करने से भी ज्यादा जो चीज इंपॉर्टेंट है वो सुनना. If you are not listening your target prospect, then you are unable to provide the right direction, right solution, or a right product prescribed for that lead. That is why asking question or probing is very important stage. What exactly happened in this stage? In this stage, simply salesman give a platform to the prospect to communicate, to say what is their need. Is they are now they are using any products? If they are using the products, are they satisfied? If they are not satisfied, can they want to change the brand? Can they want to make the switch? If they want to make the switch, what are the features or characteristics they want to see in the new brand? So these all questions that hovers in the mind of a prospect or a lead need to be cleared down. And for this, a platform should be created. And who creates this platform? Obviously, the salesman who is sitting in front of him creates such platform. And during probing stage, it has been prescribed, don't give any solution right now in a probing stage. This is very important. Mind it. During probing stage, you are asking, you are gathering information. You are understanding the need, problem of a particular prospect. So when you are listening the problem of a prospect, then during this point of time, never give any solution. Listen at first. Then do not even try to sell in this stage. You will get ample amount of opportunity to sell, to preach, to talk positive about your product. But during probing stage, don't give any solution, neither don't try to sell anything. Just listen about their problem. The questions of a salesman should be bring the present problem using the current. That is exactly what we are talking again and again. During the communication with the lead, try to understand what is the problem, what is the need that a prospect is facing. If they are using a certain product, are they satisfied? If they are not satisfied, are they want to make a switch? If they want to make a switch, what are the features they want to see in the new brand? So these are the things you should, or as a salesman, you should keep in your mind. Asking question, understand the need. Again and again I am saying, understanding the need. Understanding of the need जितना अच्छा होगा, आप subsequent stages में आपकी sales pitch उतना जबरदस्त होगा. And during probing stage, please keep 4 things in mind. Please write it down, this one. First one, customer should feel during probing time, during asking question stage, customer should feel you as a salesman interested in his requirement. ऐसा आपको देख के नहीं लगना चाहिए जो सेल्समैन सिर्फ अपना ही माल बेचने पर तुला हुआ है. आपको ऐसा कोनोटेशंस, ऐसा परसेप्शन देना चाहिए जे प्रोस्पेक्ट को लगे यू आर सिटिंग फॉर हिम, पेशेंटली यू आर लिसनिंग देयर रिक्वायरमेंट्स. सेकेंड, obtain information by encouraging customer to talk. फर्स्ट वन क्या बोले हम? Customer should feel you as a salesman interested in his requirement. Second क्या बोला गया? Obtain information by encouraging customer to talk. Don't interrupt during this stage. Let the prospect to talk. Third, keep salesman in control of the situation. Salesman को situation need to be controlled, need to be moderate by the salesman who communicates. Fourth point, helps identifying the needs. Help identifying the needs during the probing stage. Help you to offer proposition in the right perspective. In subsequent stage, we are prescribing the unique selling proposition. We are prescribing the product. We are selling what the solution that we are providing to the prospect. But before that, listening the problem that particular prospect is facing. तो probing stage finished over here. तो क्या क्या stage हम discuss किए? First stage, getting yourself accepted. जब salesman is accepted by his impression, by his body language, then the next stage will occur where salesman talking about the prime statement. Salesman talks about his USP, his point of difference of the product and how product differs from the competitor. After uttering the prime statement, we comes to the third stage, that stage talking about the stage talking about just of asking questions, the probing stage. When you are talking about asking questions, we basically means to say understanding their need, understanding their latent need, their expressive need. Sometimes for the students, I just explain one small thing here. Sometimes what we find, there is a explicit and implicit need of a customer during the probing time, during the asking question phase. Explicit need, they clearly mention I have this XYZ problem. Sometimes what happens, the need is in the mind of a prospect, but for any reason they are unable to express that need. We call latent need. Or sometimes what happens, they are unable to express the need, or sometimes even prospect didn't know or doesn't know whether or which needs they actually fill. So this kind of unexpressed, implicit or latent need, Covey salesman need to understand or need to anticipate. So this is why we again and again say probing is very important phase. You not only understand the explicit need, we need to understand the latent and implicit needs also. After probing, the next stage will come, we call the marriage, the fourth stage. The marriage stage, basically after understanding the need portfolio, be it latent, be it expressive, be it implicit, be it explicit. After understanding the need portfolio, some needs you can understand while communicate, some needs as a salesman you anticipate. The fourth stage will come called marriage. In a marriage stage, the basic fabbing can be done. Now what is fabbing? The spelling of fabbing is capital F, capital A and capital B and ing, fabbing. What exactly a fabbing means? The full form of fabbing, F stands for feature, A stands for advantage and B stands for benefit. Now what exactly it is? After listening, after understanding the need during the probing stage, now what exactly salesmen try to express is that their product and services की features क्या क्या है. Talking about USP, talking about the point of difference, even talking about the point of POP or point of parity. Every features, every benefits, every attribute the product has is clearly mentioned in front of the prospect. Dekh bhai, I have this amount of features ready with my product. Now, after explanation of features, the second question during this phase, the prospect will ask, भैया हमको काहे बता रहे हो? What is the benefit of me? Now, the salesman should say, I have X features in my product, and because of X features, it will give Y benefit. And because of it provides Y benefit, it solve your Z need. तो क्या बोला मैंने? During marriage stage, the salesman should say like this: the product has X benefit. Because of X benefit, it gives Y X feature. Sorry, the product has X feature. Because of X features, it will provide Y benefit. Because it provides Y benefit, it solves your Z need. Like Head and Shoulders says. Head and Shoulders says, I have ZPTO. ZPTO is what? It's attribute. It's feature F. Because of ZPTO, what benefit it gives? It gives the benefit of reduction or of dandruff, or it clears your scalp. It benefits clear your scalp. What need it satisfy? It satisfies your dandruff problem. Understood? So fabbing, you have to say what is the feature of the product, and because of the feature, what benefit a customer will get, and because of this benefit, what particular need or what particular advantage it provides to the customer. During this respect, you should also remember while you are making the fabbing, also competitor making a comparison with the competitors. How a competitor comparison can be done? During a fabbing, a particular salesman can say that, look, my product has X benefit or X feature, it provides Y benefit, and it satisfies Z need of yours. My competitor's product neither have X feature, that's why it is unable to provide Y benefit, and if it is not providing Y benefit, it is impossible to satisfy your Z need. So this is while the fabbing is doing, parallelly a competitive analysis also be done. Understood? So this is we called about the marriage stage. Now marriage stage comes into existence, or it would be successful if you have good probing, or if you are asking the good questions, or you listen carefully. Now after marriage, the last stage will comes. It's called final check stage and closing. Final check stage is basically means during the final check stage, some buying signals need to come from the prospect side. What are these buying signals? These buying signals are like, if a prospect says like this, when I have to pay, or do you have the product ready with you? What is the price of the product? What schemes do you have? What schemes do you have? Where he should store the product, or from where the product is available? What are the different variants of the product? These are the different buying signals that a salesman needs to understand. If these signals are coming from the prospect side, that means the prospect is interested, and there is high chance the prospect can turn into my customer. Now, if the buying signals are not coming, or the prospect is still have a dubious body language, then as a salesman you need to understand somewhere the problem lies. Now question arises, where exactly the problem can be lied on? The main problem can be lied on in the probing stage, where you as a salesman may not ask the right kind of questions, or the problem may comes from the listening skill. You may be interrupting. You may not understand the implicit as well as explicit need of the customer. That is why you may not understand the basic need of the prospect. So if buying signal is not coming, that means somehow it is missing in either probing or marriage stage. Marriage stage means you are unable to provide a right kind of sales pitch, or you are unable to provide a right kind of fabbing. Then that means you again comes to the probing stage, and again asking the question, again listen carefully, again do not interrupt, again understanding the explicit as well as implicit needs, and then again comes to the marriage stage. Then also after repeating this again and again, and after so much perseverance, if the same result occurs, no buying signal comes, that means maybe some problem happen on prospecting, that means in pre-approach stage. So that is why these are the few technicalities we need to understand. Over here. And during final check stage, please write it down. This is a thumb rule, and you should remember. While in marriage stage, keep picking the point which were important for the prospect. If he still raises objection, then it means as a salesman, you do not ask him the right question in the stage 3, that means in the probing, or as a salesman, you do not convince him about the fabbing or about the USP of the product. That's why it has been said, if there is no buying signal comes, that means again and again repeat the stage 3 and stage 4. Now, if a proper buying signal comes, then the last stage will come called closing. Closing basically means where sales is closed. What exactly means the closing? Closing means where product is sold or product is purchased by a customer and prospect turns in my customer, and the money as a salesman I have received. That is exactly the financial transaction happened. Now this stage we call closing. Now closing is very important. Few statistics as a student, as a future marketing professional, you should understand. 44% salesmen give up after listening one no. मतलब 44% सेल्समैन ऐसे हैं जो कस्टमर या प्रोस्पेक्ट से एक बार ना सुनने के बाद ही सेल्स पिच या बेचना उस प्रोस्पेक्ट को बंद कर देते हैं। 22 सेल्स पर्सन ऐसे हैं जो 2 बार ना सुनने के बाद सेल्स पिच देना उस प्रोस्पेक्ट को बंद कर देते हैं। 14% ऐसे सेल्समैन हैं जो 3 बार ना सुनने के बाद सेल्स पिच देना बंद करते हैं, और 12% ऐसे सेल्समैन हैं जो 4 बार तक ना सुनने के लिए तैयार होता है, उसके बाद नहीं। लेकिन इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट क्या है जानते हैं माय डियर स्टूडेंट? 60% कस्टमर एटलीस्ट 4 बार ना कहता है बिफोर सेइंग yes. That means near about you say 44 plus 22 plus 14 कितना हुआ? 44 plus 22 66, 66 plus 10 that is 76. 80% सेल्समैन पहले ही हार मान चुका होता है। So that is why in selling or marketing we have says you should not be super meritorious. आपको super meritorious होने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, but you should have the perseverance. Otherwise